అందరికీ నమస్కారం అండి. నిర్మల్ లర్నింగ్ టు థింకరింగ్ కి స్వాగతం సుస్వాగతం. ఈరోజు మనం TinkerCAD లో డిజైనింగ్ 2D నుంచి 3D డిజైనింగ్ ఎలా నేర్చుకోవాలో నేర్చుకోబోతున్నాం. సో విజ్ఞానాశ్రమం నుంచి మా కొలీగ్ మనోజ్ ఈ సెషన్ తీసుకుంటున్నారు ఈరోజు. సో ఓవర్ టు మనోజ్.
So good afternoon all. My name is Manoj. So I am just working as the same position of Venkatesh, which he is doing for Andhra Pradesh. But here we are working in Karnataka. So today's session I'll be handling it, and as Venkatesh said, the topic of today's session is that 2D drawing as well as 3D designing. So I'll be sharing my screen right now. You can just check it out. Okay. So in order to do some 3D designing, we require 2D drawing also, because only then we'll be knowing what's the exact dimension. Then there are some certain symbols to define the designing part in 2D drawing. So in that 2D drawing, those symbols I'll be starting and explaining you. There are different types of lines we use in 2D drawing, and there are certain symbols which are universal standard, and that's used in order to communicate the design plan with one another in any part of the world. So as you know, uh, I may know Kannada. You guys will be knowing Telugu. So in order to communicate with you, I'm trying to speak in English, right? Because English is kind of a common language around the world. So similarly, for certain designing concepts, they have started a symbols kind of universal standard things, because we can't explain certain things to each and everyone in different languages. They might not understand. So using that standard communicational symbols, we can define our ideation to one another. Okay, so let's see how 2D designing works. So I'll just share my next screen so you can see that today. So today's focus is based on what is 2D drawing and 3D designing. So then we'll be looking into the difference between 2D and 3D. Okay. So what is 2D? What is 3D? So basic common difference between that. And then the third part will be how to do 2D drawing. So there is certain procedure I said you, right? So that procedure I'll be I've recorded a video. I'll be showing that video and parallelly explaining it. And then we'll move on to the 3D designing part. That 3D designing, we'll be using a software called as TinkerCAD. Okay, so in TinkerCAD we can do multiple operations like 3D designing, then circuit simulation, and also the design which we do, we can stimulate that. Stimulate in the sense the particular design, how we can just see how that design works. Okay, so yeah, what is 2D drawing? So 2D drawing is nothing but we'll be able to define the height of an object and the width of the object, but we won't be able to see the thickness of that particular object. Okay, for example, you can take your duster or mobile phone or any kind of objects which is available in your schools, and uh, take that particular component and look into its only one face. In the sense, you can see this mobile, right? So if this part is the front face, so this will be your 2D view. Okay, so and this, you can see the thickness, you can see the length, you can see the width. So this will be your 3D view. Okay, so 2D, you got to know what's the 2D view and 3D views, right? Okay, so now what we'll be doing is that we'll be drawing that particular 2D drawing in a sheet of paper, and we'll be drawing each and every portions. For example, if this is your front view, so this will be your top view, right? And this will be your side views. So we'll be drawing each and every views so that we can define it to another person. So using that particular 2D drawing, we can design a 3D model. Okay. So yeah, what is 3D designing? As I said, we saw the two-dimensional view, right? Two-dimensional view of front view, top view, side view of this mobile phone, right? The next part will be the 3D designing. As I said, in 2D designing, 2D drawing, you'll be able to do only height and width, right? And in 3D designing, you'll be able to know the thickness of it also, right? So we'll be designing a component, the same component which we drew on a A4 sheet. That's what I share. I said I'll be sharing, right? And that video, whatever shape I'll be doing, that particular component will be designing in a 3D designing software called as TinkerCAD. So now let's see what's the difference between 2D and 3D. As I said, in 2D, all the faces are flat. In 3D, it's not the same. You can see the thickness and all, right? So you just look at this. Uh, you can just look at these images. Okay. So this is two-dimensional. This is front view. Here you can see multiple faces, right? Here you can see only one particular face, but that's not the case in 3D shapes. You can see the front view, top view, side view, and also we have drawn it in such a way that we can see on the behind session as well as the bottom sessions, right? So for example, next part is corners. Here you'll be having we'll be having the corners, but here we'll be having the vertex. Okay. One or multiple vertex. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So total 8 vertexes you can see here. And then coming on to the side. Here you can see the sides. Okay. But here you can see the edges. The same side we call it as the views, face or any other view. Okay. So now without wasting much of time, we'll move on to 2D drawing part. Okay. So I'll just share my screen on 2D drawing. But the video won't be having any audio. I'll be explaining it parallelly. Okay. So I think you can share that video right now, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Murthy, sir. Hello. Hello, Venkatesh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please share the screen, sir. Sir, the video has been paused, sir. It isn't playing. Only the music is being played. Sir, am I audible right now? Hello? Am I audible, sir? Hello? Yeah, sir. The thing is that the video has been paused, I guess. It isn't, it was freeze, sir. Yeah. Yeah, sir. Maybe you can off the audio and play. I can explain it directly. Okay, sir. Was it playing before, sir? Yeah, sir. Now we can play, I think. So only the slide one is playing, I think, sir. Can put on that auto play, right, sir? Yeah. Or you can check in that play option, sir. 8.9 seconds, 7 seconds. So now we can present, sir. Now is there any issues, sir? Only one slide is playing, sir. Okay, sure. Sir. So yeah, what we have to do is that we have to take one A4 sheet and I'll show the required components. So we have to take one scale, protractor, eraser, and one pencil. Okay, and then we'll design one keychain now. Okay, so similarly, you can replicate the same thing in your schools also. Okay, the same way how I am doing the designing part, you can also do the two-dimensional drawing, and then we'll move on to the designing. Okay, so now let's see how we'll be making a keychain and how the two-dimensional drawing is to be done. So first thing is that we have to draw a width of 2 centimeter, and then using the protractor, we'll be taking the 90-degree angle so that we'll get a straight line. Okay, and then we'll give a length of around 7 centimeter. Okay, so what we are doing right now is that we are making a rectangle out of it. Okay, so on other side also we'll make mark one 7 centimeter and draw it. So when we 3D print, this will be our top view. Okay, so as the 3D printing is done, you can see the layer by layer process. Okay, so from top side, when you view onto that particular product, it will look in this similar manner. Okay, so in two-dimensional view, we'll be drawing only particular faces. There is top view, side view, front view. Okay, and then we'll be doing a view of three-dimensional, that is called as isometric view. So isometric view we are using it for uh, showing the 3D design. Okay, so you can see here there are multiple, there are different type of lines. I'll be drawing a different type of lines. Now you can see one line being lengthy and then short, length short. So you can see that line. So that line is used to uh, communicate that that particular line is the symmetric line of that particular product, symmetric line or center line. Okay, so then we'll be marking this width and length. Okay, so in width you can see that I have used two arrow marks and at the ends there are lines, right? So here, so this arrow mark and this line. So this line we have used to show that this is the dimensional line. Okay, so each and every line has its own meaning. Okay, so this view will be our top view. So now instead of doing the same 2 centimeter marking drawing and using the protractor, now what we can do is that we can draw it in this similar fashion. Okay, these lines, these dark dotted lines, we call it as reference line. Okay, so in order to take the same reference, we draw this line. Okay, so you can see the distance between those two sorry, it's 7 centimeter, which is the same of this length, right? So now what we are doing is that we are drawing the side view. Okay, this side, what will be the thickness? We'll be seeing that view using this uh, by looking at that particular view and drawing it. Okay, here you can see a dotted light lines. Okay, I've used that lines to show that there is a hole in that particular point. So you can see this hole, right? And this symbol is used to symbolize that there is a hole of so and so centimeter. Okay, so now we can see I have put the length, the same length, and I'll be adding the next part, that is thickness. Okay, here we saw the length, we saw the width, and on the front view we'll be seeing the thickness. Okay, same I'll be marking that there is a hole here. Okay, so this will be our front view. So now we saw top view and front view. The next view will be our side view. Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll draw dotted lines at the sides. Okay, so that I'll be getting the same 2 centimeter distance to draw here. Okay, so these reference lines are used to show that we are showing that particular part or to take the dimension easily. So here same, I'm drawing the same 5 mm mark. 5 mm is nothing but 0.5 centimeter. Okay, you can see here, that's 0.5. So I'll be drawing this hole, which is at the center. So this hidden dotted lines are used for showing the interior part within that particular product. Okay. So now again we have to mark the dimensions. Okay. So using these dimensions, a designer will be able to do a particular products through 3D designing. Okay. So now we saw the top view, front view, and this will be our side view. Okay, to combine all these and show it in a 3D designed manner, we uh, draw one more view called as isometric view, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so these lines are used for mentioning that it's symmetric or it's center line. Okay, so I have written it down here. You can also check it out. So light hidden lines. So light hidden lines are used here to show that there is a hole or any design within that uh, margin. In this margin, interiorly, if there is any particular hole or shape, you can use this and define. So this is chain line. As I said, it is used for symmetric or center of the design. Okay, so these are called as symmetric line. These lines and these lines. So you can see it's traveling at the center of the product, and you can see that on the other side, on the both the sides, we have symmetric shapes, right? Symmetric is nothing but if a line, imaginary line is passing between or center of an object, the both the sides must look similar. Okay, now I'll be drawing the uh, isometric view. So yeah, so this symbol. So we use this symbol to define that there is a hole. Okay. So and the last symbol was that the last line was that dimensional line. So dimension. So in order to define the dimension of that particular part or particular side or face, we use that dimensional line. Okay. So here you can see I'm drawing a 3D shaped object, and here you can see that there are hidden lines. So hidden lines we use to show that there is an particular side or a design which is on the other side also. Okay, so this is how our keychain will look later on when we 3D print it. So this is the whole. I'll be drawing it to that side. So you can see that I've used the same light hidden lines to define that there is a hole over there. Hope you all understood what's two-dimensional drawing. And if there is any doubt, you can get back to us. We'll be explaining you. Okay. So yeah, this is our isometric view. Okay. So here you can see that they are showing what the holes are, where are those holes defined in this particular drawing. Okay, so now what we'll do is that the same dimensions we'll be doing a 3D design, a software called as TinkerCAD. Okay, I'll be sharing the screen now. So yeah, how to log into TinkerCAD? I'll even explain that. So what you have to do is that you can go to any Chrome or Google or Firefox or any platform, and you can just type TinkerCAD. Tinker TRCAD. Okay. So in TinkerCAD, for me, it opened directly because I usually use it. Or else what you can do is that when you click type TinkerCAD, you'll be getting that first option. Okay. This first option, you have to just click it and you have to log in, especially. Okay. Because if you don't log in, what happens is that the design which you do might vanish if you again try to log in and search for that particular design. So you have to log into that design TinkerCAD, and then you have to start designing or using that software. Okay. So here you can see I have already logged in. So if it's not logged in, then you can see an option here over here. So here you can see that login option, and here there will be sign in option. Okay. Now what you can do is that on top bar you can see there are multiple options over here. Okay. So here Tinker, you can see gallery, projects, classroom, and resources. Okay. So what if you are just a beginner, what you have to do is that go to resources, and then here you can see an option called as Learning Center. Okay, so when you click on Learning Center, here you can see there are multiple uh, options like play it or multiple commands. How to use that software. You can just learn to give command to this particular software by just going and having some glance over here. Okay, so here you can see if you click on this place it option, it will guide you on how you have to take that object and place it on that particular workspace. Okay, then view it in the sense I just explained you what is top view, front view and side view, right? So in that view it option, if when you click on that, it will teach you how to view that particular face of that particular object. Okay, and then there is move it, rotate it. So what you have to do is that when you click on this view all, you'll be getting multiple commands to give for TinkerCAD and how to give it. So you can just go through all that and then get back to your tinkering work. Okay. So now what we'll do, we'll design the same thing in the software. Okay. So here you can see when you click on Tinker, there is an option called as 3D design. Then there is a design option called as circuits. Then code blocks, sim lab. Okay, Fusion 360. This is the next step. Okay, once you learn TinkerCAD, then you can move on to Fusion designing. Okay, so now what I'll be doing. So today's session is focused on 3D designing, right? So we did the 2D drawing. Now we'll do the same drawing in this same designing of that product of the same design which we did in our A4 sheet. Okay, so now what I'll do is that click in this 3D design option. So you'll be getting this interface, and here you'll be having the option called as start tinkering. Okay, click in that start tinkering, and then you can see an option called as create. So what you have to do now is that click in that create. So first step was go to Tinker, and then second step was click on 3D design, and now will be third step is click on create, and here you'll be having the three options. So what we are doing 3D design, right? So click on 3D design. Okay. So next step. So this is how the designing interface looks like. Okay. So this is called as the workspace or work plane. So within this boundary, we'll be doing our design because the same boundary will be set in our 3D printers, which is available in your labs. Okay. So yeah, first option was how to move this components. There are multiple shapes over here, right? So here you have cube, you have cylinder, you have spear, there are cone, there is text shape. So there are multiple shapes available here, right? So now what we'll do, I'll take a box. Okay, I'll take this box. How to take the box? I'll show even that. So if you are using the touchpad, what you have to do is that you have to tap twice on that shape. If you're using the mouse, what you have to do is that click twice on your left part of the mouse, and you can pull it or drag it to this workspace, right? So what I'll do, I am using the touchpad. So I'll be tapping twice on this shape, and then I'll be dragging it. So drag it, and put it on this workspace. Okay. So now to give a shape, to give a dimension to that particular design, how will I give? So when I tap on this shape, you can see there are multiple dots over here, white color dots, right? So when I click on that white color dot, you can see there it's showing some dimensions to me, right? So what was our design dimension? The width was 2 centimeter, right? So in TinkerCAD, the dimensions are given in mm. So what we did was in centimeter, right? So to convert centimeter to millimeter, how much should I add? How much should I multiply? Into 10, right? So here, so that was 2 centimeter. Here it should be 20 mm. So this will be our width. So now let's give a dimension for our length. Okay. So I'll click on this length part. So the length was 7 centimeter. 7 centimeter, right? So that 7 centimeter in mm will be converted into 10 times. Okay. So 7 into 10, that is nothing but 70 mm. Okay. 70. And then I'll be clicking on enter. Okay. Next, we have to give the design. So the front view part is done. Sorry, the top view part is done. Top view will be 20 mm and 20 mm width and 70 mm length, right? So now I'll be giving some thickness. That's nothing but our front view. So front view, when I showed you, it was just 0.5 centimeter, right? So 0.5 centimeter into 10. So this will be our height. You can see the lines over here, right? So when I click on that point, I can define the thickness. So that's 20 centimeter now. I'll be giving it as 5 mm. Okay, 20 mm. So now I'll be giving it as 5 mm. I'll type 5 and then I'll just enter. So now our design is ready. Is it completely ready? No. So I have to give a hole to it, right? So here you can see it is written as top, front, right? When I click on that part twice, tap twice or click twice, I can rotate and view any part of that design. Okay. So bottom, back, right, front, left, top. Okay. So now what I want? Top, right? Click on top. It will focus properly. Okay. Here you can see there are many options. So this is for going back to home view. Home view is nothing but when I open that, open this interface, how it was being shown, it will be shown in the similar manner. I'll click in that home view. You can see it. See, right? So this will be fitting option. Fitting in nothing but if I select particular view and click on that option, it will fit particularly into that part. So I will click on top and click in this fit option. You can see here. It's focusing on that particular view. Okay. So next you can zoom it, you can zoom out, zoom in, zoom out. So all those things you can use it here. Okay. So now what we'll do without wasting much of time, I'll make a hole for the keychain. Okay. So here you can see this particular boxes and cylinders, right? So these are used for making hole or removing a material. Okay. So I'll use this cylinder, double tap on the cylinder, drag it. So what was our whole dimension? It was nothing but 0.3 centimeter. 0.3 centimeter in the sense, this will be 3 mm and this will be also 3 mm. Okay. So next what I'll be doing, I'll be placing this part over here. Okay. So even to place the part on center, on sides, we have an option called as align. Okay, aligning is nothing but aligning two components together. Okay, so what I have to do? I have to, so in desktop, we'll be selecting all the icons, right? Similarly, we have to select these components too. That's easy, okay? You can just keep your arrow of the mouse somewhere over in your workspace, double tap and select all. Okay, so now you can see all these options getting activated. So here you can see align option. Click on that align option and click on this center over here. Okay, I haven't defined where the hole must be there, so I'll just move it using my arrow of the keyboard. Okay, so I'll be using the arrow of the keyboard right now. Okay, so here I have placed. Okay, let it be here. Now we have to get it out of that keychain. Okay. And in the sense, I have to click on that component for hole. And you can see this arrow that is to move it up and down. So I'll be dragging it downwards. So you can see that passing through that keychain. So only if it passes through the keychain, it can hold it thoroughly. In the sense, completely you can hold it, or else it will be hold only on the half part, or like how you place it. Okay. So now the placing is done. So we need a hole over there. For that, there is an option called as grouping. Okay, grouping is nothing but we'll be selecting all those separate components and place it on that, assemble it, and then we will be grouping it so that the design is completely assembled. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll select all. Here you can see an option called as group it. Click on that group it, and you can see the whole being formed instantly. Okay. So if you want to write your name over here, or if you want to put your school's name over here, so what you can do is that you can just click on this text bar, drag it to the workspace. So I'll be putting my name. Okay. So I'll click on that design. Then there is arrow mark over here. So in this text, you can put whatever you want. Okay. Done. So now we have to reshape it. So what was this dimension? 20 into 70, right? So I'll be keeping this as 15 into something. 15, I'll just reduce 5 mm. Okay. So that was 70. I'll be putting this as 65. No, I'll be putting 60 because there is a hole over here, right? So now I'll be dragging it and placing it over here. So still it's too big. I'll reshape it. I'll put it as 55. Okay, now it's perfect. So again, let's align it to the center. So what to do? I'll be selecting all. Then I'll click on align and on center. Okay, simple. So if you want to make whole of that, your name, you want to make whole, or if you want that solid part, you can do it. If you want a solid part, you can do it in this way. Or if you want to make whole of your name, what you have to do is that if you click on this, and then here you can see to change it to whole. Okay, now I can see my name being written within that keychain. Okay, now I have to group it especially. Okay, I'll group it again. So now you can see whole over here, right? So it's that simple. So today you would have learned what is 2D drawing. So what is 2D 3D dimensional designing using TinkerCAD. So next will be how to print it on 3D printer. Okay. So as per your state plan, we'll look into when we'll be connecting that 3D printing part. Okay. So this is all for today. If there is any questions or queries, you can just contact us. We'll be there for you all. So, sir, can you come in, sir? Murthy, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Yeah, okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. I hope you all like this session today. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, sir.